praise to you. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. With the Sabbath class we got today is the spirit of Ahab and Jezebel. I just want to bring these out because a lot of times we hear about Jezebel, but it's just not a whoring spirit. Everybody else, oh, that's a whoring spirit. No, and then we never really hear anything about Ahab. It's always on the woman's side. But then, no, it's Ahab and Jezebel. And we're going to go through these stories about them and precept of the time Ahab was in his kingdom at the time. And his wife, of course, was Jezebel. And on that, we're going to start with 1 Kings chapter 16 and verse 28. Let's start there. There? Yeah, chapter 16, verse 28.
Book of 1 Kings, chapter 16, verse 28. So Omri slept with his father and was buried in Samaria. And Ahab his son reigned in his stead.
And at this time, it says Omri slept with his father. Omri was the king of Israel at the time. This is after the kingdom had been split. And he was the king of Israel at this time. And Omri's son, the next in line, was his son Ahab. Go ahead.
And in the 38th year of Asa, king of Judah, began Ahab, the son of Omri, to reign. Asa, king of Judah, began Ahab, the son of Omri.
So at this time, this is the beginning of Asa at the time. When Asa was the king of Judah, and Omri was the king of Israel. Now Omri died, and now you got Ahab is in his spot. Go ahead.
The son of Omri to reign over Israel. And Ahab, the son of Omri, reigned over Israel in Samaria 22 years.
Mm-hmm.
And Ahab, the son of Omri, did evil in the sight of the Lord above all that were before him.
See, it was getting even worse. Every king they was going up with was getting worse. They done bad, then the next will come up and do worse than he did. And this is exactly what's happened. Because even after this, some did worse than them. Go ahead.
And it came to pass, as if it had been a light thing for him to walk in the sins of Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, that he took to wife Jezebel, the daughter of Ethabel, king of the Zidonians.
And go ahead.
And went and served Baal and worshipped him.
And this is the same thing. He took a wife of another nation, a Zidonian.
Who are the Zidonians? Any brother know? What you got, Junior?
The Asians?
Any brother know what you got, Junior? Africans, exactly. Canaanites or Hamites.
And hold that, we're going to go to Deuteronomy 7:3. Everybody should be very familiar with this scripture here.
That's right.
Because this is letting you know how the northern kingdom was. When they separated, they really were separated. They were doing everything just like Esau did. They were doing everything that they was told not to do. Go ahead, Doctor.
Deuteronomy 73. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Thy daughters thou shalt not give unto his son, nor his daughters shalt thou take unto thy son.
We shouldn't be married to other nations. Let's go from there. Let's go to Judges 18:7. Because I don't know what these African women was looking like, but for some odd reason, boy, our Israelite people were so cutting for them, man. They were just loving them bones in the nose. Got it?
18.
Yeah. Let's start in verse 7.
Book of Judges chapter 18, verse 7. Then the 5 men departed and came to Lash, and saw the people that were therein, how they dwelt careless, after the manner of the Zidonians.
After the what?
Manner of the Zidonians.
Because that's how the Zidonians had their kingdom. They were just people. They was lawless. You know, you can do what you want to do, just like they do here in America. Do what you want to do till you mess with their money. And that's how the Zidonians were. They were just, hey, whatever y'all want to do, how y'all want to do it, have at it. Go ahead.
Quiet and secure, and there was no magistrate in the land.
There was no what?
There was no magistrate in the land that might put them to shame in anything. And they were far from the Zidonians, and had no business with any man.
And like I said, nobody was even there to even tell them what to do. You wrong for doing this. It was just lawless. You know, hey, whatever. They make it up as they go along. And this is exactly what the Bible is telling us. Do not envy the oppressor. Do not be like these other nations. And that's exactly what we're doing today. Exactly the same thing they were doing back then. We always trying to be like some instead of. And what's so bad about it? The Most High got it simple for us, but we want to make it very difficult. Because we look at them and we be like, "Ooh, I want to do that," but you don't know what's coming behind what they do. Yeah, it's fun. The club fun. You know, all that stuff is fun. It's fun.
Or what they did to get into that position.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times people selling their souls to just to get a little money or a little fame.
All kind of stuff going on behind closed doors that we don't be knowing about. And we got our youngsters now. They'll go and kill their family member even when they're alone. When I didn't even ask them to yet. I want to get in. And that's what they're doing now. That's the same thing they were doing back then. Let's go to 1 Kings chapter 11 and 1. We're going to go 1 through 5. Because I'm just going to show you, even our most wisest man of our nation did the same thing.
1 Kings 11 and 1. But King Solomon loved many strange women, together with the daughter of Pharaoh, woman of the Moabites, Ammonites, Edomites, Sidonians, and Hittites. Of the nations concerning which the Lord said unto the children of Israel, ye shall not go into them, neither shall they come in unto you. For surely they will turn away your heart after their God. Solomon clave unto these in love.
And it says, surely they'll turn their hearts unto their God. And when the Most High say that, if you notice, he would not once did he ever fail when he said that. He was saying, if you mess with them, they gonna turn it. It ain't they might, they going to.
Matter of fact, let me get another precept because it's always a thought out there. We always got to kill Christianity and Christian apologists. They say that the sin wasn't interracial marriage. It was that we started taking on their customs. Let's go to another precept and see what it's really talking about. Give me Nehemiah chapter 13 and verse 25.
Yeah, definitely. That's good. I love that one.
Because they say that, since they made it acceptable today. But you got to understand, Esau had us separated for a reason. They was reading these things in the scriptures too. But all of a sudden now, things done changed, but not according to the Bible. When you get there, Captain, y'all read this one, y'all.
Nehemiah 13 and 25. And I contended with them and cursed them.
So this is Nehemiah contending with them and cursed them. Read on up.
And smote certain of them.
He got to put his hands on some of them, man, because guess what? Nehemiah wasn't playing about keeping God's law. He knew if they didn't keep the commandments, what? They would go into slavery, man. Read on up.
And cursed them and smote certain of them and plucked off their hair.
Hey, he had to snatch some of that hair out some of their heads, man. Read on.
And made them swear by God, saying, you shall not give your daughters unto their sons, nor take their daughters unto your sons.
Saying the same thing with what we know today, interracial marriage. This is bringing it up to today. This is the point, verse 26. Read on up.
Or for yourselves. Did not Solomon, king of Israel, sin by these things?
Read that part again.
Did not Solomon, king of Israel, sin by these things?
So that's letting us know plainly that what interracial marriage is a sin. Brother Fred, what's sin according to the Bible?
Transgression of the law.
What precept is it? It sounds like you had it right there. Help him out, Brother Sammy.
1 John
What? Help him out, Brother Sam.
3 and 4.
Yes. 1 John 3 and 4.
And I'm glad he put that out there, because that's what they'll use too. And that right there smacks it right in the face. Because they'll be like, well, it wasn't because he was, because I see it on Facebook sometimes. It wasn't because of interracial marriage. It was because of the,
Him taking on the custom.
they taking on the custom. No, it was because of interracial marriage. And that scripture right there knocks it all down. Just the interracial marriage gonna have you going and doing another custom period anyway. Because a lot of them be having other religions and all these other things. And then you calling yourself, I love her so much, I compromise. You go to church on Sunday and to the Buddhist hall on Wednesday. And trying to add two gods and put them together. And now you got to home your Howard Shine. Go ahead, man.
Let me Jeremiah 2 and 33.
What you said, 2 verse 3?
33.
Book of Jeremiah, chapter 2, verse 33. Why trimmest thou thy way to seek love?
To do what?
To seek love.
So you gonna trim your ways to seek love. This is what the law is talking about. If you in love with this person from another race, another culture, you are going to trim your ways, seeking that love. Now you got brothers sounding like white boys because they with white girls.
Right.
Now you got brothers putting on Asian gear because they with an Asian woman. It's inevitable that you're going to go away from our God that say you're supposed to be with your people, because you're gonna be talking about God love everybody and trying to make a way for your heathen woman or heathen man to get into the kingdom.
Yeah.
Then you're gonna be going against the Bible.
Yeah.
Finish that out, huh?
Hopping up in that car and listening to Conway Twitty.
And that's definitely true, because even when you take on to another person, like say for instance a Jake marry or start messing with a Moab, you gonna take on to their custom, you gonna start taking on to their foods, you gonna take on to everything that they do, man. And like the scripture say, it will turn you away from your God, because you'll take on none of, because our customs wasn't like the other customs. We had our own thing, man. So that made the difference between like when you messing with a different nation, man. Go ahead,
Finish that out, huh?
Why trimmest thou thy way to seek love? Therefore hast thou also taught the wicked one thy way.
Therefore hast thou also taught the wicked ones thy ways, because you wicked, because you going against your own God. So what you gonna teach your children? You done made this interracial relationship, biracial children. What you gonna teach them the same thing, and they gonna go do the same thing.
And I'm glad. Go ahead and stay where you at. This thing I didn't have it in notes, but go ahead and jump over to stay in the same chapter and go to 11.
Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 11.
Mm-hmm.
Hath a nation changed their God, which are yet no God?
Then that's what we do. We go to these other nations, man, and we change our gods to go to conform to their gods that have no power. They ain't no God. They statues, gold, and whatever else they building these things out of. Go ahead.
But my people have changed their glory for that which does not profit.
Mm-hmm. And that's what we do. We in a nation right now that we'll do anything but what God says, because we just want to. Hey, I just want a piece of the pie.
Man, you know what? That's so true, man, because the other nations been having they same gods for thousands of years. Buddha been around for thousands of years. Krishna been around for thousands of years. We got documented proof that we jump to Baal, we jump to Asherus, we jump over here, we worship Dagon, we doing all this different switching up. But the other nations still worshiping the same fake gods that they've been worshiping.
And what's so bad about that is our God is the only one that gives you solid proof through history that he works, and he's the only one that works. The rest of them do not work. And it's been proven time and time again. But for some odd reason, we rather have that white man sitting right in the front mammal when you come in the house. There he is. We rather have that than anything than our God who done took us out. I mean, split a Red Sea. I mean, there's some stuff that ain't nobody ever done on this planet. Nobody ever seen but our people in front of other nations.
And guess what, man? Our God makes the sun go up, make the sun go down, man. For real. Our God let you breathe. So, I mean, why would you want to choose something else? I want to choose God. He said, "Would you breathe, God?" Okay, that's what I want to go with, man.
And they God, the only thing they can do is draw a sun on a piece of paper and tell you, see?
See?
And we be like, ooh, I like that God. He was in art class. Let's go to 1 Kings 16 to 32.
Book of First
We
Kings.
did finish 31, right? No, we'll finish 31. Start over on 31, and then just go on to 32. Go ahead.
First Kings 16 and 31. And it came to pass, as if it had been a light thing for him to walk in the sins of Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, that he took to wife Jezebel, the daughter of Jezebel, king of the Zidonians, and went and served Baal and worshipped him.
And they went and served Baal and worshiped. That's what they went to worship. Go ahead.
And he reared up an altar for Baal in the house of Baal, which he built in Samaria. And Ahab made a grove. And Ahab did more to provoke the Lord God of Israel to anger than all the kings of Israel that were before him.
He said what?
And Ahab made a grove. And Ahab did more to provoke the Lord God of Israel to anger than all the kings of Israel that were before him.
And not only that, he done got him a wife. He done did worse than the other king. He gonna go and imagine the Most High said, wait a minute. You finna go make another God? He done took that God and then advanced that God. I'm gonna go make something great. Same way we did when we came right out of Egypt, man. Just seen the Most High split a whole sea. Our enemy is drowned behind us, and we went and made our own God. Had our earrings and rings and stuff and all this stuff. Put the gold together. Let's make a calf. Calf didn't do nothing.
Do any brother know what a grove is? Like we say, that's why brothers and sisters have to go over certain words, like you say, to get a more and more good understanding. That's why you need Zondervan. Zondervan is a good Bible to read. Brother Nathan, y'all, you know what grove is?
Would it be like a peach grove or apple grove, something like that?
A grove, now, in a sense, you close because it was made out of a tree, out of the tree stump. A grove is what they carved idols into. Like even during the slave times where they would cut down most of the tree and they would have the tree stump and they would make a pool pit out of that grove or out of that stump of that tree. But our people was what? Making idols out of those different type of things. That's what a grove is. Go ahead,
Yeah, that's like when they, remember Color Purple when they had it on there, where the lady was in the woods and they had the tree and she was standing on the tree.
Yeah.
On the top of that cut off tree. And then our people decided to do some, since we all talented, let's carve it into a God. And that's what they were doing. Let's go to 1 Kings 18. We stay in the same book. I'm just going. I don't want to have to read the whole thing. Y'all should go back and study this. We can read the word for word and all that, but I'm trying to get to the main points of the story. Go ahead. Start at 18 and 1.
1 Kings chapter 18, verse 1. And it came to pass, after many days, that the word of the Lord came to Elijah in the 3rd year, saying, Go, shew thyself unto Ahab, and I will send rain upon the earth. And Elijah went to shew himself unto Ahab, and there was a sore famine in Samaria.
And at this time, because he was saying he was gonna, because they was Israel, both sides shut it down the way they had a famine in the land. And he was saying, telling Elijah, look, go to Ahab, and I'll make it rain. I'll bring the rain down. So when when Elijah got there, he realized, man, these mothers over here starving. It was dried up. They was in famine. There was a great famine at that time. Go ahead.
Verse 3. And Ahab called Obadiah, which was the governor of his house. Now Obadiah feared the Lord greatly, for it was so, when Jezebel cut off the prophets of the Lord, that Obadiah took 100 prophets, and hid them by 50 in a cave, and fed them with bread and water.
Now this time, what has happened at this time before his wife Jezebel had the prophets was getting killed. She was murdering the prophets because they was against that system of whatever they were doing and against her God, Baal. So Obadiah had took 100 of them, hid them in the cave, so she couldn't get to kill them. So that's what it's talking about. That's what you read what we just skipped. Like I said, y'all can go back and read that. That way we don't have to read the whole thing. We'll be here all day. Some of y'all need to go back and read all this stuff anyway.
And also, when, like I was saying, when it was no rain there at the time, you got to go back to chapter 17 at the beginning. It also goes into you that it didn't rain for 3 years.
Yeah, it was very dry, famine. It was just no food was coming in. They probably was eating them juniper roots at that time, trying just to get something to eat. Go ahead.
For it was so, when Jezebel cut off the prophets of the Lord, that Obadiah took 100 prophets and hid them by 50 in a cave, and fed them with bread and water. And Ahab said unto Obadiah, Go into the land, unto all fountains of water, and unto all brooks. Peradventure, we may find grass to save the horses and mules alive.
See, it ain't been raining, ain't even no grass growing. It's just dry. Horses running around here, all you see is real. Everything, everybody's sick. They think, y'all think that we are the world was, they had the real we are the world right here. Them Ethiopians weren't starving like these people were. Everybody had big old stomachs like this time. The horses and all that just had ribs and stomachs. There ain't no food in it. Go ahead.
To save the horses and mules alive, that we lose not all the beasts. So
Good.
So they divided the land between them to pass throughout it. Ahab went one way by himself, and Obadiah went another way by himself.
Yeah, then he's going one way, and Ahab going another way. And the Most High, y'all gotta understand, even that was planned. Because for them to split, even for Ahab thinking he got a good idea, yeah, it's a good idea. You go over this way, and I'll take care of this side. Now the Most High split that up so Obadiah could be alone, because he got to run into somebody. He needs him. Go ahead.
Verse 7, and as Obadiah was in the way, behold, Elijah met him.
Who met him?
Elijah met him, and he knew him, and fell on his face and said, Art thou that my Lord Elijah?
He said, are you Elijah? Go ahead.
And he answered him, I am. Go, tell thy Lord, behold, Elijah is here.
Elijah's here. Elijah's here. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
And he said, What have I sinned, that thou wouldest deliver thy servant into the hand of Ahab to slay me?
Now he's saying, read that again.
And he said, What have I sinned, that thou wouldest deliver thy servant into the hand of Ahab to slay me?
He said, what have I sinned, that thou would deliver thy servant into the hand of Ahab to slay me? Because he telling him, go tell Ahab, Elijah here. Obadiah's like, what you trying to
Get me killed?
get me killed? He don't like you. You know what I'm saying? He don't like you. You want me to go back and tell him you here? And he's like, man, he's trying to get me killed. Go ahead.
Hold up. Why do y'all think he didn't like Ahab? Or Ahab didn't like Elijah?
Because he told the truth.
Exactly.
God.
Because he was going to bring the word of God out, and people don't like to hear that thing. No, they hated him that what? Rebuke it in the gate. They hate that thing, man. Nigga, don't tell me nothing about that Bible. Especially if it's got something to do with me being a better person. That's some crazy stuff, man.
Or changing my lifestyle.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it was going on. He was like, because the other prophets was telling what he wanted to hear.
Yeah.
And remember, these prophets that he had, they were Baal. They was worshiping Baal and whatever Jezebel was doing. So whenever he heard a prophet he didn't like, he said, no, Elijah, we gonna get to that too. He said, no, man, I don't like that dude because he don't never tell me nothing good. He ain't telling you nothing good because you ain't doing nothing good. Right. So the outcome of your prophecy is gonna be nothing but evil if you doing wickedness. Go ahead.
Verse 10, As the Lord thy God liveth, there is no nation or kingdom whither my Lord hath not sent to seek thee. And when they said, He is not there, he took an oath of the kingdom and nation that they found thee not.
Go ahead.
And now thou sayest, Go, tell thy Lord, behold, Elijah is here.
Tell him, he keep telling me, hey man, go tell him I'm here, man. I ain't come to play games or none of that. I'm here. Go ahead. Because if the thing about it is, our kings, when the prophets came into town, what did our kings normally do? Right? Come on.
Well,
They wanted to hear what the prophet had to say. Whether they're going to be successful in war, whether their land was going to be in famine, whether we was going to get out of famine. And think about it. You ain't had no rain in 3 years. You should be wanting to hear from the prophet. You should be really, man, hold on. You should be ready to hear what he got to say. Go ahead.
And it shall come to pass, as soon as I am gone from thee, that the Spirit of the Lord shall carry thee whither I know not. And so when I come and tell Ahab, and he cannot find thee, he shall slay me. But I, thy servant, fear the Lord from my youth.
He know his life could be in jeopardy, but he said, forget that, you know what I'm saying? He had to come to himself. Obadiah had to come to himself. Man, hold on, I fear the Lord. You know, he had to like, wait a minute, I fear the Most High. I guess he looked at his friends. Oh man, I ain't got nothing to worry about. You know what I'm saying? I fear the Most High. I keep his laws, so I'm just gonna go tell him. Go ahead.
Was it not told, my Lord, what I did when Jezebel slew the prophets of the Lord?
And he trying to get it set. He like, hey, wasn't it? He trying to make it, hey, I did some good for you, Lord. So look, didn't they tell you, Elijah, what I did when I hid them up? Oh yeah. Make sure you tell the Most High that I did this.
and our people, like God saying, in this sense, like with Obadiah, how you dealing with Elijah. Because the thing is, how our people wanted to seek the prophets so bad. You think about the story about when Samuel and Saul, after Samuel died, Saul went and got a sorcerer, a woman that conjured spirits just to talk to Samuel, man. He wanted to talk because the Lord wasn't dealing with him. The Lord wasn't talking with him. He had to go get a woman that conjured up familiar spirit just
old prophet.
Just to get an answer, man. That's how bad our people wanted prophet. So in this case, when he telling them this, guess what? Ahab should have been happy that he was coming, but instead Ahab wasn't, because like what I'm going into, it's showing you that Ahab was in straight up sin. Man. Go ahead,
And didn't want to be sought out. He didn't want to be seen. Go ahead. Remember, Ahab run his kingdom like what? Like the Zidonians.
Yeah.
Remember?
No rules.
Just whatever y'all want to do, whatever, man. Go ahead, man. Don't bring no problems to me. I just want to chill with my nasty wife. Go ahead.
Verse 13. Was it not told, my Lord, what I did when Jezebel slew the prophets of the Lord? How I hid 100 men of the Lord's prophets by pity in a cave, and fed them with bread and water? And now thou sayest, go, tell thy Lord, behold, Elijah is here, and he shall slay me.
Go ahead.
And Elijah said, as the Lord of hosts liveth, before whom I stand, I will surely shew myself unto him today.
Today. Not tomorrow, today. So whether you go back and tell him or not, brother, I'm coming and tell him I'm here. If you don't go tell him I'm coming anyway, I'll be here today. Go ahead.
So Obadiah went to meet Ahab and told him, and Ahab went to meet Elijah.
And see how the Most High clear. See, that's why I tell you sometimes, man. When you're doing what the Bible say, though, you don't have to worry about what might come.
That's right.
Well, they might kill me. Well, they might do this. Because all that Obadiah was doing, all that worrying, then when Obadiah went and at it. It's just that simple. Go ahead.
Or like I can see going to a more importantly to what? Prophesy to a wicked ass king. We can't be scared when we gotta tell our people, thus saith the Lord, man. Whether they will hear or whether they will forbear, man. We know it's prophesied 2/3 of our people, they just not gonna get it. So guess what? He's sending us out there just to warn them, but we cannot be scared, man.
Yeah.
We can't, man. Go ahead,
And that's why we ready to face any pastor that they be having on television. Or if Donald Trump walked down that goddamn and came across that threshold, Donald Trump gonna be, y'all think he orange now.
We're gonna tell him the Most High gonna snatch the rest of that red off your head.
And you gonna think he played for the Razorbacks, he gonna be so red when we finish with him, man. Because the thing about it, and that's how bold we gotta be.
Let me get a precept
Go
on
ahead,
that. Proverbs 16 and 7. See, because what Elijah was trying to tell Obadiah, don't worry about it, man. Just go on here and go, man.
Mm-hmm.
Go on here and go. Because Elijah understood what was happening, man.
Yep.
Read it out.
Proverbs 16:7. When a man's ways please the Lord,
Read.
he maketh even his enemies to be at peace with him.
He said, make it even his enemies to be at peace with him. So that's what was going on. That's why Elijah's like, man, don't worry about it. You doing what the Lord say. You covered.
Yep.
Don't be fearful of these people, man. Your ways please the Lord.
Don't worry about it, yeah. And then he gave me his resume anyway, too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, man, did you know what I did with them 100 right there now?
Don't forget
Yeah.
that.
You finish
So that's
something,
it.
man.
That's all.
Let's go back.
1 Kings 18:17. And it came to pass, when Ahab saw Elijah, that Ahab said unto him, Art thou he that troubleth Israel?
He said, oh, thou he that trouble. Man, ain't you the one that trouble Israel? Let's go to what's next, because this ain't nothing new. This is not new. Let's go to Acts 16:20. Hey, back then, to the time of Yahushua, the time of Paul and Peter, to the time right now. But that's the same thing. They trouble Israel. No, we waking them up. Now all of a sudden we a problem to the black community when we telling the black community, stop killing each other. Love one another. Do everything the Most High God said do. Now we look, that's how they looking at us. Them Israelites. They doing this, they doing that. No, the Israelites doing what the Bible say do. Let's go to where we at. Acts. Let me get that. 16 and 20. Go ahead.
Acts 16:20. And brought them to the magistrate, saying, These men, being Jews, do exceedingly trouble our city,
Mm-hmm.
and teach customs which are not lawful for us to receive, neither to observe, being Romans.
See, the thing about it, every time we like right now, what are we doing? We're going telling everybody to go against the customs of America. The customs that we all grew up with. We like no birthday, no Christmas. All that stuff is going to get you burnt up. And we telling you how to save your soul. No, I don't want to save my soul. Okay, nobody want to save their soul till that fire hit them. Because they think they get, I'll be, no, you ain't talking your way out of it.
For real.
And you ain't getting that. And not only that, you got forewarning and you still want to do it.
For real. For real. It's just like, I got called my brother. He's like, man, I want to send them boys I want to send your boys some gifts for the holidays. I said, look here, man. You can send gifts all year round, man. Why do you have to wait till that day to send them something?
Right.
I said, man, if you do it, I'm gonna send it back. Man, that don't make any sense. I said, that don't make any sense. You choose that one day around a holiday to send them something, man. I said, it makes no sense, man. You can send it anytime you want to send it. But I got to wait till Christmas to send it to them. I said, man, you got to be out your dang on mind. But you trying to make it seem like I'm crazy.
Yeah, something wrong with you. Let me finish reading that. Go
Hold up,
ahead.
and then our people say they hate white supremacy, but then you go and do everything
Everything white man tell you to do.
It's just crazy, man.
Finish that out. Go back.
Holidays.
Finish it out.
Acts 16:20. And brought them to the magistrate.
Now
saying,
go to 22. Bring it to 22. Well, you go ahead and read it over.
Hold on, Mike.
Go ahead.
Acts 16:20. And brought them to the magistrate, saying, These men, being Jews, do exceedingly trouble our city, and teach customs which are not lawful for us to receive.
And y'all don't think that's what they telling everybody when them city hall meetings going on?
Yep.
That's why they know when we go to court downtown Dallas, they already know what's going on. They know what we do. We trouble. They got a plan. They planning for this. They sitting with TD Jakes now, the city members, the congressmen, all this. I can promise you after this election, they finna get together and start even doing some more planning. Because it ain't stopping, it's growing. And they seeing it's growing.
Israelites mess and make money up.
Yeah, yeah, man. Oh man, and you know darn well, they gonna be like, dang, it wasn't the coronavirus that they wasn't paying their job.
He was just there.
No, cause we out there telling now, them times you ain't gonna be getting that.
Right.
Yeah, they finna be mad. Say they finna go to whoever the president. Look, we gotta have a talk. These niggas around here on every corner in every city. And that's what's going on here. This ain't nothing changed, man. Same stuff, man. Go ahead, go ahead.
Neither to observe, being Roman. 22. And the multitude rose up together against them. And the magistrates rent off their clothes and commanded to beat them.
And did what?
And commanded to beat them.
You don't think that y'all better get ready? Y'all better get ready. In a minute, Donald Trump finna pull off that goddamn shirt. You gonna see a nasty body, boy, ready to beat you, man.
Orange is the new black.
Yeah. It gonna look like you got a jumpsuit on.
Hold on, read verse 21 again right quick, man. See if brothers and sisters caught that. Read that again.
Verse 21. And teach customs which are not lawful for us to receive, neither to observe, being Roman.
Neither to observe what?
Being Roman.
What that mean, Brother King? What that mean? You want to take a crack at it? What you got, Brother Barakaya?
Teach customs sound like to me teaching holidays and stuff.
Well, that's the first part. What is that last part? Neither to observe, being Romans.
Being Romans as far as like that Gentile thing, acting like Romans. Rather than
Exactly.
Like being American.
Exactly.
And I was just gonna say, that's what it says. If you read it in the kitchen of today, it's saying being American.
So we don't call ourselves what? Americans. We call ourselves what? Israelites. That's what they was mad at. Neither do we observe calling ourselves African Americans or black or Hispanics and Latinos. They didn't like that because guess what? They was waking up to the truth. Well, they knew.
And remember before this, at the time, when during the Greco time, they was unlawful for them to even say that.
That's right.
So now they got a little lenient, and they waking up, man. Forget that. We the Israelites. So now they back saying it in the same, this next captivity.
Hey man, yeah, like on 22, it said they rent their clothes off and they commanded to beat them. Just know if it happened to us, it was way more of them than it was of us.
Right.
Just know that. Just hey, that's all I got to say on that. Go ahead.
That's what we tell your brothers and sisters, like, hey, I know it'd be kind of fun we play sometimes, but this serious business. That's right.
Yes,
They go try to bring it to us.
Right. You can read the next one. Read 23.
Verse 23. And when they had laid many stripes upon them, they cast them into prison, charging the jailer to keep them safe.
Yeah, man, make it show. They done changed the whole prison system for the Israelites. They were letting everybody govern themselves in there, and then we get in there, hey, hold on. Keep them over here. We don't even want them to contaminate these Crips and Bloods over here. They don't want us to go, no. Y'all keep them safe over here. We don't want them talking to none of them over here, none of these Crips and Bloods. Let them kill some blood, gang bang, do what they do. Don't let them come over there. Keep them safely over here.
That's what they said. They said charging them. That means commanding them to keep them safe. Like he said, stay over there. Hey, man, y'all keep it safe. Y'all stay over there, man.
And let the gang stuff that they got going on, the politics in the prison system, that can continue. GDs, folks, all that can continue.
Yeah, that's cool.
But don't let them go over there. You know why? Because they know if they get to talking, that whole prison will change.
Right.
That's why.
Let me get a precept on that.
Go ahead,
Romans 8:35. Because this how strong we gotta make our face against them, man. They gotta know, like you say, you put us in the wilderness, we gonna come out having them dams, them tigers and birds dancing, man. Like you say, you put us in the wilderness, they coming out dancing with us. You put us in that jail, watch what happens. Brothers gonna be turning up shirts and jumpsuits, gonna have friends on them. It's gonna be crazy.
On an orange jumpsuit.
Yeah, gonna have friends. They gonna look what
Y'all cutting up all them shirts, man. Who cutting up all these shirts up there?
for real.
Everybody running around. The prison come up with some. I need some of that blue Kool-Aid. So they put a boil of blue around it. You be like, you know how they be coming up in prison, making up stuff. Come out boy like that.
So y'all do that one more time, y'all get 3 months. We'll take the 3 days.
Go ahead,
The book of Romans chapter 8 and verse 35.
Bring it out.
Who shall separate us from the love of Christ?
But who gonna separate us, man? We Israelites right now, man. Who tell them we stand strong on our faith? Read on.
Shall tribulation or distress
Shall tribulation separate us from Christ? Nah, they gonna try to hurt. They gonna try to hurt us. They gonna try to bring us down. Read on.
or distress,
Mhm.
or persecution,
Or what?
or persecution,
Or persecution, man. That's what they gonna try to do to us, man. So we gotta stand strong. Read on.
or famine, or nakedness, or peril, or sword.
Or the sword, because guess what? Some of us gonna lose our lives in the truth. Guess what though? We gotta stand strong on that thing. Right. Jump to 36, right?
Verse 36. As it is written, for thy sake
I'm
will.
gonna like 38, my man.
Verse 38. For I am persuaded that neither death nor life, nor angels, nor principalities, nor powers, nor things present, nor things to come.
Read on.
Verse 39. Nor height, nor depth, nor any other creature,
What?
nor any other creature
Man, bring it out.
be able to separate us from the love of God,
That's right.
which is in Yahweh Shah Christ our Lord.
That's our song we gotta stand on this time.
Oh, praise.
This gonna happen. You best believe they gonna try us. They've been trying us. They've been shooting us down. They've been killing us off. Guess what? They think we ain't going out there 310. Here we come today, brother. Here we come today. Read what you got.
We get precept Israelite suppression. Let me get 2 Maccabess chapter 6 and verse 6. Just let me back it off the brother showing that they done did it before, over and over and over, so be prepared for when they try to do it again.
And don't be scared. That's one thing the Most High keep trying to show us to. Don't be afraid to have to. Some of us might die, man. They're just simple and plain as that. But sometimes to lose your life is to gain your life.
Look at the situation. Our people dying anyway.
That's
right. You got people who ain't even did nothing, and the police killing them and getting away with it. They going up in their houses. They shooting them in their cars. So what do we got to lose?
That's the reason why we're trying to make sure that brothers' mindset is ready to step
Gotta
up
have that,
to leadership roles, because guess what? Then when y'all seeing us sit at the table, we the front line ready to die right here. Just we made our mind up for the Lord. We ready to die. Every Sabbath that we go out to the streets, if they kill one of us, it's just what it's gonna be. And that's how we trying to get brothers' mindset. If you, when brothers going up into leadership roles, your mindset got to be ready for the same thing. You got to be ready to be on the front line, ready to die for the Most High God.
And if you're the man of your household, think about it. If they come to you first and they put a gun to your head and you scared to die, your children and your whole family be like, well, if he don't take it now, yeah, mark me right here.
Right.
Cause he ready to take it. If he ain't gonna die, he gonna fall for the sin. That's your whole family gonna fall for. Cause they see daddy didn't die.
That's how you break a Negro, Willie Lynch.
But when you take that shot from an honest stand bold, now your children watching. Now your children gonna get upset at the people who did it. And then it's gonna be revenge and avenging on that. But don't give in. That's why we try to get y'all mindset. We'll die in this truth. And we'll die if that's where they have to come to.
Read that out.
2 Maccabess 6 and 6.
Yes, sir.
Neither was it lawful for a man to keep Sabbath days or ancient feasts, or to profess himself at all to be a Jew.
So this is one point in time where it wasn't even lawful for us to, they knew we were the Jews, and we couldn't even confess that we were Jews or keep the Sabbath or the feast days. They tried to shut everybody down. They thought they were going to shut us down on our feast days. Not happening. Drop down to verse 8.
Verse 8, moreover, there went out a decree.
A what?
A decree.
That's like putting out a commandment, a law. Read.
To the neighbor cities of the heathen, by the suggestion of Ptolemy, against the Jews.
Against who?
Against the Jews.
That
they should observe the same fashion and be partakers of their sacrifices.
Read on.
And whoso would not conform themselves to the manners of the Gentiles,
Who would not accept a chip, a stamp, a seal, or anything from these people, who would not conform, who would not adapt, who would not go to the Gentile ways, or the American ways, or the Babylonian ways, or the Egyptian ways, or whatever ways they wanted to go to, other than being Israelites. Read.
should be put to death.
Then
might a man have seen the present misery.
So this just show you, man, this is in their blood to try to suppress us from worshiping the Most High God.
Yeah.
This is in here over and over and over of them trying to suppress us. They did it to us over here. That's why they brought us over here butt naked. They wouldn't let us speak our original language. They separated our families. They did all these tactics. They did the Willie Lynch on us just to keep us from serving our God. Because if you just wanted to have some servants or some people being your slaves, you don't have to make them stop being who they are, because you already
Uh-huh.
dominating them.
Uh-huh.
That's what you call conquering one-on-one. But when you got to go through these steps, it's unprecedented in the history of the world that anybody that's been taken into slavery had to lose their identity. So that lets you know right there firsthand, if we read in the Bible, all these different times they didn't try to suppress us from being Jews, trying to suppress us from being Israelite, trying to entice us with their heathen ways and heathen customs. And then we get into slavery and they do all these things like separating the family. Who else got a book called The Willie Lynch? And how to make a slave, how to make a Negro. All these different tactics that they use to make us stop being who we are. That show you who we really are.
For real. They do. They show you exactly who you really are, man. Let me get another precept. Sirach chapter 30, man. We'll start at verse 3. We'll jump down.
Sirach chapter 30, verse 3. He that teaches his son grieveth the enemy.
Read that again out.
He that teaches his son grieveth the
He
enemy.
said, he that teacheth his son grieveth the enemy. So guess what, man? When we teaching our children the law, statutes, and commandments, guess what? The other nations, they don't like that, man. They don't like that. Even when, you know they don't, even when you trying to teach them the American laws, tell them, look, hey, this is, if the police pull you over, son, do this right here and do this right. They don't like that. They don't like for us to teach our children. They just want our children to go to the club, and they want the boys to be whoring the women out, and they want the women to be whores, man. They over there practicing at the gun range shooting, our people in the club twerking. They don't like for us to teach our children anything. They want to teach our children.
Yeah.
Read that out.
He that teaches his son grieveth the enemy.
Read.
And before his friends he shall rejoice of him.
And before his friend, he gonna rejoice of his son, man. Read on.
Though his father died,
Though his father died, read.
yet he is as though he were not dead.
Because guess what? He understand, man. Whatever value his daddy left inside him, guess what? Dang, he act just like his daddy, man. He keeping the law, statutes, and commandments just like his father, man. He holding up to the platform, man. Dang, I can see it. That's why I said I can see your daddy in you, son.
And he ready to die too for the same way his father just passed.
Come.
Go ahead.
Read on.
For he has left one behind him that is like himself.
And he left one him behind him is like himself. Jump down to verse 6 and get to the point.
Verse 6. He left behind him an avenger against his enemy.
Read that again.
He left behind him an avenger against his enemy.
He left behind him a avenger against his enemy, man. Guess what? His son, guess what? Oh, you did this to my daddy? Oh, you did this to what?
Yeah.
He left behind a avenger of his enemy. But he also left behind him, guess what? A son is going to teach his son to understand the same thing, man.
And it go on for generations. This is a generation of curse being broken right now by waking up to these laws, statutes, and commandments now.
Repent that out,
And one that shall requite kindness to his friend.
and one that should requite kindness to his own friend, which is his brother, man. Go ahead,
All praise, man. Let's go back to 1 Kings, and we'll go back to 18 and 17.
First Kings 18 and 17. And it came to pass, when Ahab saw Elijah, that Ahab said unto him, Art thou he that troubleth Israel? And he answered, I have not troubled Israel, but thou and thy father's house. And that
He said, hey, but thou and your father's house. See, I ain't trouble. He said, I ain't trouble no Israel. But you and your father, yeah, I told y'all the truth. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Y'all got trouble because I told y'all what the Israel is going through and why they going through it. That's why he troubled. He said, nah, I didn't trouble. He said, I ain't trouble Israel. I troubled you and your daddy. Yeah, I did. Go ahead.
And he answered, I have not troubled Israel, but thou and thy father's house, and that ye have forsaken the commandments of the Lord, and thou hast followed Baalim. Now therefore send and gather to me all Israel unto Mount Carmel, and the prophets of Baal 450, and prophets of the groves 400, which eat at Jezebel's table.
Yeah, that's how many people she got prophesied for. 450. Man, you telling me they on one accord? Damn, they all there to tell them all good stuff. That's 450 great compliments every day. Oh yeah, you gonna prosper. We ain't got no rain in 3 years, man. Right. Go ahead.
But guess what? Ahab should understand that the Bible said we're supposed to have one counsel over 1,000.
Mm-hmm.
So why would you have 450?
450.
His counsel was Jezebel.
Because his wife was one, and we gonna get to that. I'm glad you said that, because better yet, we'll get there. I'll get there. No. Yeah, it's gonna come. Go ahead.
Verse 20. So Ahab sent unto all the children of Israel, and gathered the prophets together unto Mount Carmel.
Mm-hmm.
And Elijah came unto all the people, and said, How long halt ye between two opinions?
Hold on, they said what?
And Elijah came unto all the people, and said, How long halt ye between two opinions?
Between two opinions. He said, how long y'all, let me get this right quick too, because let's go to Matthew 6 and 24. Mm-hmm. Oh, where y'all at on the first king? 24, 6 and 24.
Book of Matthew, chapter 6, verse 24. No man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other,
Mm-hmm.
or else he will hold to the one and despise the other.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot serve God and mammon.
You can't serve two masters. You can't be. No, you can't. That's what our people trying to put it together. Now you either gonna love one and hate the other, but you can't serve both of them, because both of them tell you to do two different things.
Let me get a precept.
Go ahead.
First Corinthians chapter 10 and 21, man. You can't serve two gods, man. It's not gonna work out for you, man. Get that argument and read it.
1 Corinthians 10 and 21.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot drink the cup of the Lord and the cup of devils.
You cannot drink the cup of the Lord and the cup of the devil, man. Read it.
You cannot be partakers of the Lord's table and of the table of devils.
It's just not gonna work, man. You're gonna have to choose a side, man. Whether you hot or cold, you cannot drink. Guess what, man? He said you can't serve two masters. You can't drink the cup of the Lord, then I'm gonna drink the cup of the devil too. I'm gonna drink both of these cups. Both of them taste good.
Then you're gonna have two of them. Then you're gonna have two enemies.
Yeah.
You're gonna have the Most High and the devil now don't like you. Both of them coming at you.
Right.
But y'all already know I'm gonna test what brothers is thinking and reading. Or a brother can go to another precept. We just covered this. What you got, Brother Ocean? Let me get there. Read that. That wasn't what I was thinking about.
Block to the wicked and all that in here.
The one I was looking for, the one is in, because I just gave it to you. We can't be lukewarm. What is the lukewarm precept? You know, Brother Yosef?
No, I don't know the.
We just went over there when we were going over the churches. Revelation chapter 3, verse 16. Start at verse 15.
Revelation 3 and 15. I know thy works, that thou art neither cold nor hot. I would thou wert cold or hot.
So Christ is telling you, pick a side. Read on out.
So then, because thou art lukewarm,
Since you're trying to have it both ways, straddle the fence. Read on.
and neither cold nor hot, I will spew thee out of my mouth.
So he's telling you the same thing that the other scriptures were saying. Either you're going to be for the Lord or all the way against the Lord. There's no lukewarm, and you sure can't be on the side of the devil.
Man, you know what? And even in the world, you didn't like a person that was two-faced. I don't like that two-faced.
Yep.
We don't even like a two-faced
Yeah.
person, man. Go ahead, Doc.
Let's go back to 1 Kings 18 and 21.
First Kings 18 and 21. And Elijah came unto all the people and said, how long halt ye between two opinions? If the Lord be God, follow him.
If the Lord be God, follow him. If you see the miracles, you see what he done for us, he the only one got evidence of being a God. Follow him. But go ahead.
But if Baal, then follow him.
But if you like the devil, if you like what the devil doing, if you like all the stuff they doing in the world, go in the world. God dang it, either be here or be there. But you ain't finna do, hey, I'm gonna do this, I just do that on Wednesdays and Saturdays. And then I do the rest of my stuff on the other days. No, go ahead.
And the people answered him not a word.
They what?
They answered him not a word.
So they confounded.
That's right. Let me get a quick precept real quick.
Okay.
Let me get Joshua chapter 24 and verse 15 right quick. Because guess what? Joshua was saying the same thing. That's where Elisha was getting these things from. Our forefathers. 24 and verse 15.
Book of Joshua chapter 24 verse 15. And if it seems evil unto you to serve the Lord, choose you this day whom you will serve.
So if it's too hard, if it's too grievous for brothers and sisters to keep the commandments, choose evil. Read on up.
The gods which your fathers served that were on the other side of the flood.
Read that part again.
The gods which your fathers served that were on the other side of the flood.
Plain and simple, the ones that he killed. Read on up.
Are the gods of the Amorites in whose land ye dwell. But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord.
Read that last part again.
But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord.
Hey, Joshua's letting them know plain and clear. But as for me and mine, guess what? We're going to serve the Lord, man.
And that's how it is, man. That's like them cats, man. If you just want to be wicked, well, I don't sue. You might as well go do go rob the biggest bank they got. I mean, go kill as many folks as you can. Not going on out. Be the hardest you can be. Be hard if that's what you want to be. Don't be hard and then soft on the weekend.
And who did Joshua get that from? Abraham, man. When you go into Genesis chapter 18, verse 18, because it goes into the same thing, man. Because guess what, man? Our forefathers, look at it, man. Joshua was looking back at the forefathers. Like Father Abraham goes, this is what he gonna command his house, man.
And that's what he said. As for me and my house, we're gonna serve the Most High. And that's the thing about it, because people don't think that, well, they just me. I ain't doing. Yeah. Come on, what they got to do with us? Because if we can see everybody in our nation has something to do with all of us. If you in the sin, if all of us in the sin, then all of us gonna go to, and we all going to penitentiary or to slavery. We all win. Everybody wasn't sinning. There was people in there doing it. So your business is my business. And so that's why I'm making sure you need to keep these laws, because you're gonna mess around and have me going into that pit because of you. No, you can go on and get on out. Bye. Holler. Later. Bye. Because if that's what it's going to take, they'll let me clean my house. And when they come, they can see this is clean. This is clean. Go ahead. Let's go back. 22. 1822. First King.
First King 18 and 22. Then said Elijah to the people, I, even I only, remain a prophet of the Lord, but Baal's prophets are 450 men.
He said, I'm by myself. Baal got 450 of them. They don't know nothing. Know nothing. They have no clue. Just lying every day. That's why I don't even understand how Ahab didn't even consider, man, ain't nobody told me nothing in 3 years about this rain. Why we ain't got nobody? They lying to him. Oh, it's gonna rain tomorrow. He probably had 1,000 of them. He just had to kill 600 or something for the last 3 years. It's gonna rain tomorrow. No, it didn't. It's gonna rain the next day. No, it ain't. Go ahead.
Verse 23. Let them therefore give us 2 bullets, and let them choose one bullock for themselves,
Mhm.
and cut it in pieces,
Mhm.
and lay it on wood, and put no fire under it.
Mhm.
And I will dress the other bullock and lay it on wood, and put no fire under
Mhm.
it. And
Everybody know what's going on. He's telling the prophets, look, all right, you go get you a sacrificial lamb or a bullock, and you dress it up how y'all dress it up. You put it down there, but nobody gonna put no fire on it.
Remember the most important part, a sacrifice for y'all guys.
Yeah, y'all, that for their God. However y'all do it. That's what I'm saying. However y'all do it, and I'm gonna do ours. I'm gonna do this one and do it how we do it. And don't put no fire under it, and we're gonna see
Which God is
which
real.
God is real. Either Baal gonna be real or our God gonna be real. Go ahead.
24. And call ye on the name of your God,
Mhm.
and I will call on the name of the Lord, and the God that answereth by fire,
Mhm.
let him be God.
Mhm.
And all the people answered and said, it is well spoken.
He said, now, yeah, they all agree. Okay. He said, hey, whichever one light up, that's the real God. Go ahead.
25. And Elijah said unto the prophets of Baal, choose you one bullock for yourself, and dress it first,
Mhm.
for ye are many, and call on the name of your God, but put no fire on it.
He said, even though y'all got a whole, he's looking at it like, man, y'all got 450. All I need y'all to do is just one. I just need y'all one bullet, one. That's all y'all need. It should take 450 y'all. That ain't so y'all, a fire should definitely start under one. I ain't even asking y'all to make one for all 450 y'all. He said, just make one.
And all 450 y'all pray to y'all God,
Yeah,
and I'm just gonna pray to mine.
yeah. Go ahead.
And they took the bullock which was given them, and they dressed it, and called on the name of Baal from morning, evening until noon, saying, O Baal, hear us. But there was no voice, nor any that answered. And they leaped unto the altar which was made.
So hold up, y'all know they get pissed off, so they jumped on the altar. Bow! Hear us, bow!
You better hear us.
Off.
Them mothers ain't got no sleep neither, man. They done been like 5 a.m. They done been up all night, all morning, 450 just crying, written their clothes.
God, what's wrong with you?
Somebody trying to sneak a lighter in there. Yeah, lighter, man. Here, lighter. Somebody they
Put that
trying.
thing down.
Watch Elijah, man. This is a God love this read, man.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Verse 27. And it came to pass at noon that Elijah mocked him and said, Cry aloud.
Spare not.
Lift up.
He mocking, boy. Y'all so doing a whole lot of yelling over there. Y'all so, boy, y'all done did. Boy, I hear a whole, man, imagine it. 450 of them just, whatever they do, bowing, and all you hearing is moaning and groaning and this. Y'all cry loud. Go ahead, keep going. Because he knows ain't no fire finna come up under there.
And that's what we tell brothers and sisters. We have to learn to start seeing ourselves in the story.
Yeah.
This is Judah all day. This is Israel all
Yeah.
day. What nation of people make fun of people like this? Or what we call scorn. Mocking is the same thing as scorn. Ah, nigga, that thing ain't gonna like. Nigga, you spend all your
Look at that.
Nigga, that thing, nigga, you know damn well that thing ain't finna like, man. Stop playing,
Keep
man.
crying, keep crying.
For real.
Go ahead.
And it came to pass at noon that Elijah mocked him and said, Cry aloud, for he is a God.
He said that. He like, look how, and then notice, look what it says. Look at that. For he is a God. It's a small case.
Small G.
Yeah, small G. Hey, y'all said he God, ain't you? He said ain't he God? But God, come on, man. Come on, man. I know y'all got it in you to make this fire happen. And he laughing at him, man. Go ahead.
For he is a God. Either he is talking, or he is pursuing, or he is in a journey, or peradventure he's sleeping.
Right now, what he telling? Well, right now, maybe he talking to somebody, man. He did.
Somebody else pull it up, man.
Man, you cannot tell me this is not this is a black dude, man. For real. Nowhere in the world.
Watch what he say, man.
Yeah.
Funny, man.
Or peradventure, let's just say he's sleeping. And must be waiting.
He must be awake. He must be woke up, man.
One time go, hey, somebody go, hey, ring the alarm or something, man. Get him up. Because he just not working. Go ahead.
And they cried aloud, and cut themselves after their manner with knives and lances.
And now they doing their stuff. Squeezing blood all on there. Hey, man, come on. Trying their best to get this God to work. I mean, boy, ain't no telling how many stitches had to be given after this reading. Boy, but they was just cut up. I mean, everybody cut up. There still ain't no fire.
I have to find the name, but y'all know they still do this today over there in the Middle East. Over there with the lashes. I don't know if y'all have seen. What was that movie?
I seen it.
Where what is his name? Trying to solve the big mysteries. And he had that one albino trying to catch him. And he was lashing himself, cutting himself, because he thought that was a form of worship. So they still do these things today, man.
Yeah, they got them over in even the Arabs do it. They got them where they put the balls on the little whips.
Angels and demons, yeah, I do it. Angels and demons.
Whip their backs till they bleed, and they thinking that's like taking the lashes like Christ had.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And they cried aloud and cut themselves after their manner with knives and lances, until the blood gushed out upon them. And it came to pass, when midday was past, and they prophesied until the time of the offering of the evening sacrifice, that there was either voice nor any to answer.
Neither voice.
That there was neither voice nor any to answer, nor any that regarded. And Elijah said unto all the people, come near unto me.
Come over here, man. You gotta watch this.
And all the people came near unto him, and he repaired the altar of the Lord that was broken down. And Elijah took 12 stones, according to the number of the tribes of the sons of Jacob, unto whom the word of the Lord came, saying, Israel shall be thy name. And with the stones he built an altar in the name of the Lord, and he made a trench about the altar.
Now hold on, because Elijah didn't do this for the whole world or everybody else. He said Israel. That's the only thing, and that's another cut, man. That's all this is about is Israel. Go ahead.
And Elijah took 12 stones, according to the number of the tribes of the sons of Jacob, unto whom the word of the Lord came, saying, Israel shall be thy name. And with the stones he built an altar in the name of the Lord, and he made a trench about the altar as great as would contain 2 measures of seed. And he put the wood in order, and cut the bullocks in pieces, and laid them on the wood, and said, fill 4 barrels with water, and pour it on the burnt sacrifice, and on the wood.
Just go to 36. Go to 36.
Hold on. Y'all know what he doing. Yeah, we're going to read this time. Because, like, y'all see what he doing. Elijah even pouring water on it.
He said, bring some more, man.
For real. He pouring water on it because he going to go the extra mile to show you that what our God is real.
He gonna make it even harder. Since y'all did all that all night, crying, half of you over there, half dead because you bled to death, all over there. And not only am I gonna do it, I'm gonna put this water on it to make it even a more impossibility. Go ahead.
All these brothers who don't like oil, he even put the wood in oil.
Yeah. And you know what? Hey, you ain't lying. The wood came in order. But like I said, man, he better put this water. The Most High love impossibilities. He love it. That's why when he go to war, oh no. 15,000 on 15,000. No, that's too many. That's too many. I just need 300 of y'all. 300. Yes, I win it. That's when he love impossibilities. Sometimes we don't like impossibilities. That's when the Most High said, it's impossible. They say it's impossible. That's why y'all got to get that mindset. Ain't nothing impossible with the Most High. But you got to be right with the Most High, and it don't matter what it is. That's why I'll tell you in a minute. I'll be like, shit, I think, like I tell Jeremiah, yeah, we gonna mess around and get these millions of dollars so we can get this school and do this and that. I don't even, I done been saying it how many years since I met you. And I say it all the time, I'm gonna keep saying it. Cause I believe, hey, he'll do it. If he don't do it, okay, you know what I'm saying? Hey, we just keep on, and we gotta get it one penny at a time. That's how it's gonna come.
But that's how, but in the Christian mind state, in the Christianity mind state, man, you can't keep all the laws, but guess what? But they believe they can do all things through God who strengthens them.
Right.
Damn, do you believe or don't you believe?
Right.
No
You know what
doubt.
I'm saying? That's crazy.
Exactly. And we believe it all. I don't think ain't nothing. I think the Most High can kick this earth and have that song go somewhere else. We were looking at about 5 goddamn suns and 3 moons. And I wouldn't even be like, oh yeah, I ain't surprised. I ain't surprised. Go ahead.
Verse 33 again. And he put the wood in order and cut the bullocks in pieces and laid them on the wood and said, fill 4 barrels with water and pour it on the burnt sacrifice and on the wood. And he said, do it the second time. And
Do it again.
That's 8 barrels.
And do it the second time. And they did it the second time.
Not only did he wet the wood, he wet the meat too. He wet the whole thing. I know, ain't no way, and y'all barbecuers over there, boy, if I put some water on that grill, y'all will be ready to kill me.
And guess what? He telling them to do it, so you know they getting some big barrels of
Yeah,
water.
And making sure that it ain't gonna, we gonna make sure this ain't gonna light.
Not only do we have that, the water on top of it, but y'all remember he dug a trench
Trench
around
it,
it,
right.
and
Water.
filled it up with water as well.
And they were like, oh yeah, he gonna be just like us. He ain't gonna, his God ain't gonna work either. That's what they talking about. Go ahead.
And he said, do it the third time. And they did it the third time. And the water ran round about the altar, and he filled the trench also with water.
It's soaked. It's just soaking water. They're soaking wet. Go ahead.
And it came to pass, at the time of the offering of the evening sacrifice, that Elijah the prophet came near and said, look, Lord, God of Abraham, Isaac, and of Israel, let it be known this day that thou art God in Israel, and that I am thy servant, and that I have done all these things at thy word.
See, but hold on. Read that again. Because I want y'all to understand. When you doing what the, see, everybody wants something from the Most High. Everybody be begging in them churches, boy. They get in that line, boy. I mean, we stay in church 4-5 hours because the line gets so long. But everybody needs something from the Most High. But there ain't nobody in there doing nothing the Most High say.
Done.
And then guess what? Next Sunday, that lines fill up again with the same people, asking for the same thing. Because you ain't never gonna get it, because you ain't doing what the Most High God say. They were the devil bless them, they swept them down. Huh? What's that?
You ain't got it.
You ain't got it, 'cause you ain't gonna get it, because you ain't got it.
And guess what? Just like this Bruce, man, he moved down there in Arkansas, boy. That dude just couldn't get it, man. But he seemed like at the end he had another scheme.
Oh man, it was so bad, and it was the same word. And Ben and I was trying to emphasize. It's like he just did not want to. He didn't want to hear that one word. He was like, nah. I was like, well, didn't you just hear that word? He was listening, but one word he just couldn't. He didn't even say that word. You know
He
what
did, man.
He refused to even say it. Yes, he didn't even say it. He just did not want it. You had said it, brother. Did you just hear the word?
See, and
Brother,
guess what?
did you just hear the word?
And just like the brother, how he didn't want to hear it, right? He was just stuck on, man, you got to call on the name. He just read. He said, y'all call on y'all God's name, and I'm going to call on my God's name. Who did he call? The God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Now what's down? Brother, that's cut. That's cut. He called on the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, man. So that's why he said you got to magnify my word above all names.
And that's what Yahweh was telling them when they was listening. When Yahweh was telling them, I am. He said, well, just tell them the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Right.
Golly, since they don't know, since they ain't getting the title that I gave them, I'm gonna just tell them the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And that's what he said. This is my name forever. Go ahead.
Verse 36 again. And it came to pass at the time of the offering of the evening sacrifice, that Elijah the prophet came near and said, Lord God of Abraham, Isaac, and of Israel, let it be known this day that thou art God of Israel, and that I am thy servant, and that I have done all these things at thy word.
And what?
At thy word.
Uh-huh.
Hear me, O Lord, hear me, that this people may know that thou art the Lord God, and that thou hast turned their heart back again. Then the fire of the Lord fell.
Hold on. He ain't spend all day and all night doing this. Right. He just gonna say this one prayer. Well, he spent more time wetting the wood and everything else than he did than he asked me. He spent more time doing that than that. And now he just prayed this one little prayer, and bam, go ahead.
Hear me, O Lord, hear me, that this people may know that thou art the Lord God, and that thou hast turned their heart back again. Then the fire of the Lord fell, and consumed the burnt sacrifice, and the wood, and the stones, and the dust, and licked up the altar that was in the trench.
Look, look, man, it done dried everything up. The water on fire, and everything on fire. Man, I know they were tripping. The water on fire? Remember the trenches around it, it's full of water. You got foots of water now. And it's on fire. It's finna stay on fire. It dries up down to the ground. So that's what I say, man. When you doing what the Most High say, ain't nothing you can't ask for and he'll do. He said, I never see the righteous forsaken, nor seed breaking bread. So you wonder why your children, that's how your children get it. By you doing what he say do. He said that seed won't be begging bread. You ain't got to worry about that. But you got to come to the point where I'm finna do what the Most High say do. Forget what they talking about. I done seen it. It's evident. Go ahead.
And licked up the water that was in the trench. And when all the people saw it, they fell on their faces.
They did what?
They fell on their faces. And they said, the Lord, he is the God. The Lord, he is the God.
Yep.
And Elijah said unto them, take the prophets of Baal, let not one of them escape. And they took them, and Elijah brought them down to the brook Kishon, and slew them there.
And did what?
And slew them there.
And slew them. Killed them. And Elijah said, man, bring them down into this brook, man. Bring them all down there. And Elijah killed them. He said, man, y'all said they ain't no good.
I won't follow no joke, man.
They worthless, man. And you remember, this is 450. Remember Elijah by himself. But Elijah done showed all these other people. They ain't no real gods, man. Now, he tell the people, gather them. Don't let them run nowhere. Don't let them run nowhere. Now, you got to understand, these are the same people that was with these prophets at the Baal, worshiping Baal. Now, after they seen this, they went and held down 450 of them and brought them over there to get slaves. Y'all got it, boy. That's the Most High, man. I'm almost born. Man. You almost can, boy. I want to do a court with you. Go ahead. Where we at? Now, that's all I needed on that one. That's all it is. He slew them. Let's go, better yet, but let me get to, let's go to Matthew right quick. No, I don't even need to go there. Let's go to 1 Kings 19:1. Oh, it is, man. And y'all talking about, ain't no movie better than what we just read, man. Y'all ain't no movie. Y'all can go watch all that Hulu and Netflix and whatever else they got on there. Prime, Spectrum. Ain't nothing better than what we just read. Ain't nothing, boy. We was down there, and we was ready to run movies, boy. They be done, man, the white folks be done kicked us out of America. Because we brought out this stuff right here. Go ahead.
1 Kings 19:1. And Ahab told Jezebel all that Elijah had done, and withal how he had slain all the prophets with the sword.
Hold on. Now, if you go back, you done told You should go back and tell your wife, man. And she just told everything that he just did. I'm sure he was excited too. Ooh, you should have seen what that man just did down there. She probably asked him, where the prophets at? I forgot. Yeah, he slew all them. But he had the right to slew all of them, because that man, something just happened. He done told her that. But let's see how she responds. Go ahead.
Then Jezebel sent a messenger unto Elijah, saying, so let the gods do to me, and more also, if I make not thy life as the life of one of them by tomorrow about this time.
And now she up there threatening him, man. She want to kill him the way he slew them other people.
He was weak anyway. He went home. Man, that man killed all your prophets, man. All 450 of them, man.
Yeah.
What you gonna do? What you gonna do, baby? What you gonna do?
Because remember, it's her God. It's her God.
Right.
It's her prophet.
Now, brothers got to understand too, this thing goes twofold. It goes into a sister having that spirit to want to control something, but it also goes into what? A weak husband.
Yeah.
Brothers have to learn to take their households back in order according to the scripture.
And that is exactly what these spirits are. A weak man and a strong, independent woman.
And guess what,
I'm
brother?
gonna take over. Nah, don't worry about it. I got it. No, you don't got it.
And I'm gonna tell y'all, brother, something, man. No matter how you brothers feel, a woman don't want no weak ass man.
Right.
Guess what? You can be loving, kind in all the world. That's cool. But I don't care how. A woman don't want no weak ass man, man. For real. Just like a man don't want no super strong ass woman that's tougher than him.
Doubt, man.
They go the same way. We don't want no tough ass woman, and a man don't want no man. A woman don't want no weak ass man. That's just how they go, man. No, man. No, she ready to whoop everybody. You just as scared as you want to be.
Y'all don't make her mad.
Don't. Tough ass woman like that. No, man. Sit your ass back.
Let's go.
Verse 3. And when he saw that, he arose and went for his life.
He what?
And when he saw that, he arose and went for his life.
He took off. I'm out of here. She coming. I know she mad. 450 of her prophets. She done got the army. Because you got to understand, she is, I can call her queen. She is the queen of Israel. So the man ain't got no control. She control the whole army. So she done called the army. Go get this man. We finna. Oh no. And he thought he was coming in finna tell us some good news. And she done turned that good news into. Oh, he did what? Oh no. Ahab ain't saying nothing. Ahab should have been the first one. No. Don't mess with him. That mother just caught water on fire.
Right. Then don't get it twisted just because he had to leave. Just because he had to leave.
No,
that's what Christ had to leave.
Yeah.
So don't try. It's everything done.
It's a time. Yeah, and exactly. And it's a time and a place for everything. So hey, I'm leaving now. Not because I just can't whoop you, because I can call God to tell him, knock this whole place down.
Right.
But the Most High telling me it's time for me to go. I did. I showed out. You done show that God there. There it go. Don't worry. I got to do something else later. I'm not finna have you worrying all this over these armies. Let's just get up and go. So that's what the man did. Got up and left. So let's go to 21. First King. We'll start at 1.
First King, chapter 19, verse
No.
chapter 21.
Verse 1.
Right. First King 21:1. And it came to pass after these things that Naboth, the Jezreelite, had a vineyard which was in Jezreel, hard by the place by the palace of Ahab, king of Samaria.
Uh-huh.
And Ahab spake unto Naboth, saying, Give me thy vineyard, that I may have it for a garden of herbs, because it is near unto my house. And I will give thee for it a better vineyard than it.
Hold on, let me ask y'all. What is he breaking? What law is he breaking? Yeah, but where is that? I'm like been a night now. I need to preach this one. Deuteronomy, Deuteronomy, the whole book. We need something else to go with that. I'm going to read the whole book right now. Give me Deuteronomy 5:21.
Deuteronomy 5:21. Neither shalt thou desire thy neighbor's wife, neither shalt thou covet thy neighbor's house, his field, or his manservant, or his maidservant, his ox, or his ass, or anything that is thy neighbor.
He said, and that's the laws he's breaking. It said, it's another one. I mean, it's in the 10. But I just pulled it out now. But he's covenant this man's field, his vineyard. This man king, man, you say you can go get your all this land and you won't mine?
Right.
You can go get any of it, but you won't mine. His grapes, I guess, look beautiful. Go ahead. Let's go to 21. Back to 21. First King. 21:1.
First King 21:1.
No, I'm sorry. Sirach 2.
And Ahab spoke unto Naboth, saying, Give me thy vineyard, that I may have it for a garden of herbs, because it is near to my house. And I will give thee for it a better vineyard than it. Or if it seem good to thee, I will give thee the worth of it in money. And Naboth said to Ahab, The Lord forbid me that I should give the inheritance of my fathers unto thee.
He said, man, I ain't gonna give the Most High gave this to me to carry on to my children. You want me to give it to you? I'll give you one. You know that man over there got probably about 2 grapes on the other one. He talking about giving it. And this man here making great wine every year. Making a business out of it. Go ahead.
And Ahab came into his house heavy and displeased because of the word which Naboth the Jezebelite had spoken to him. For he had said, I will not give thee the inheritance of my father.
Y'all know what Ahab do every time something go wrong? What do he do?
Crying to his wife.
Go home to his wife and crying. Man, he won't even give me his field, man. God dang. She up there just waiting. He don't what? Ain't you?
No, go ahead.
Good. No, go ahead. No, I'm gonna let the story.
Give me the book, because this is a precept with that. Because give me Micah chapter 2, verse 2. Because we pull this a lot of times for Esau, but y'all know, brothers and sisters, the scriptures are what? Twofold. So we was doing each other like this. So why do you think the Most High had Esau come and take our land? Because we was doing it to each other. We was doing it amongst each other, and the Most High God was hating that thing, because guess what? We was breaking those laws.
Exactly.
Micah chapter 2 and verse 2.
Micah 2 and 2.
Read verse 2. Start at verse 1.
Micah 2 and 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hands.
Now guess what? Ahab literally had the power to take his land. We normally use this scripture for what? For Esau. Because that's what they doing today. Read on up.
And they covet fields.
Didn't Ahab covet his field? Yep. Read on up.
And take them by violence.
And when we read on, it's showing you that he what? He took it by violence.
Took it by violence.
Read on up.
And houses, and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house.
Because guess what? That inheritance was for what? Him to pass down to his generation. That's oppressing this a man and his house. Read on up.
Even a man and his heritage.
And his heritage that he should pass that down to.
Yep.
So these things, like I said, that's why the Most High God was bringing judgment on us in this form, having our lands taken, having Israel taken, and having this side of the United States, this side of the world taken by the northern tribe. Because we was doing.
And look, while you're sitting in Micah right quick, you might as well go on over Micah 7 and 5, since we're on that tip about this I want to go and get that out since we're there. Not that I had it in mind, but it just since we came up. And women, don't get offended by these words, man. Your man is not supposed to be coming on telling you every goddamn thing. You should tell him, man, shut up, quit crying. God dang it. Go ahead.
Micah 7:5. Trust ye not in a friend. Put ye not confidence in a God.
And that's another thing. Don't always go running back telling just because they're your friend, I'm going to tell them everything. Because then they all get into it, guess what? They're going to use that against you.
Yeah, and it gonna come very close to what talebearer. Gossip.
Go ahead.
Keep the doors of thy mouth from her that lieth in thy bosom.
The what?
Keep the doors of thy mouth from her that lieth in thy bosom.
Hold on right quick. What is that? When we bring it up today, what do we call that?
Pillow
Say it
talk.
again.
Pillow talk.
Say it loud out.
Pillow talk.
Pillow talk.
Run your dang on mouth to your woman.
Well, he
And
said.
then y'all, and then this what men do too. They get over there to get the conversation off of them. They'll talk about their homeboy. Yeah. Then their homeboy come over, and he trying to figure out why his wife treating him like that.
Yeah, why she so mad?
Because you running your mouth is why she only getting about him what you telling her.
That's right.
And then he up there like, man, you might be stranger. I don't know why. Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Because it's you.
And guess what? That spills over even to in some congregations. People having preconceived notions about brothers and sisters because of what they done heard rather than what they done experienced from that person.
Well, he said he pillow talking just like her. Yeah, baby. Yeah, this thing going.
Using them hands like Sister Genesis. When you see brothers talking with their hands, hey, you gotta watch the brother. Brother gotta check their spirit, man. For real.
Let's go back.
What? What's laughing at that?
I'm
What
laughing
you
at
saying, man?
Oh, man, hey, you gotta watch that thing. I'll let you know how Sister Genesis to hit that mud. Hey, I tell you, see brothers taking on that. Hey, gotta watch that thing, man. Trying to steal Sister Genesis' spirit or something. Man. Brothers don't talk with their hands, man. We talk like lines, man.
I'm gonna point at you.
Somebody do it.
I'm always there. I'm always
Come on,
there.
boy, not like.
Oh, boy, I'm about to say, what boy
I don't
say?
even know how to do it. They look like flashlights.
I watch that thing so many times on YouTube, Facebook. Them girls be working that thing. You can't even see her mouth talk. It's just her hand. You can see her talking like
Like a
A little girl baby, I seen a baby 1 years old, she was doing it. And her daddy like, stop you doing your hands at me like that. Yum, 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 yum. Come out the womb doing their hands like that.
Go ahead. Where we at? Go back to verse 10.
1 Kings chapter 21, verse 4. And Ahab came into his house heavy and displeased because of the word which Naboth the Jezreelite had spoken to him. For he had said, I will not give thee the inheritance of my father. And he laid him down upon his bed, turned away his face, and would eat no bread. But Jezebel his wife came to him and said unto him, Why is thy spirit so sad, that thou eatest no bread?
So now she asked, why you so sad? Let's go to Sirach, chapter 37, verse 7.
Book of Sirach, chapter 37, verse 7. Every counselor extolleth counsel, but there is some that counseleth for himself.
Himself or herself. Go ahead.
Beware of a counselor, and know before what need he has,
Mm-hmm.
what he will counsel for himself, lest he cast his lot upon thee, and say unto thee, Thy way is good, and afterward he stand on the other side, to see what shall befall thee.
He said, hey, it's good. Now he's waiting over there. See what's following. The same thing his wife finna do. And let's go to stay right there and go to 11. Where right there? Where you finna go? 11.
Verse 11. Neither consult with a woman touching her of whom she is jealous.
Neither
would they.
Like when you got a jealous woman, it said don't consult with her. Some Negroes going and talking to they side chick and consulting with her, and then wondering why you should just get rid of her. I bet you want her to get rid of her, and that's what some men going and doing. Talking to some other woman, the woman jealous of you. Quit asking that woman about you and your wife. She don't want y'all together no way. Go ahead.
And saying, 11. I'll start from the top. Neither consult with a woman touching her of whom she is jealous. Neither would they coward in matters of war.
With a coward, brother, I got your back, but they ain't never back there.
Say, guess what? He's scary. Hey man, how we gonna defeat them?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna ask you nothing. You over there trembling, you over there shaking like a leaf on a tree. I ain't even ask you nothing.
Right.
Go ahead.
Nor with a merchant concerning exchange.
See, then if you go into somebody that's got all about their business, then they gonna give you nothing but let's just got money to deal with it. Go ahead.
Nor with a buyer of selling. Nor with an envious man of thankful.
Of thankful. I always just happy all the damn time.
Leon loves love.
I thank you, man. Sometimes, man, something gotta make you mad around here sometimes. Go ahead.
Nor with an unmerciful man, touching kindness. Nor with
unmerciful. He just with his touching kindness. You know how he is. He's unmerciful. Slap him across the face. Go ahead.
Nor with the slothful for any work.
And that mother don't even go to work. Why would you even go there? That nigga ain't been to work in the last 2 years. Still collecting unemployment checks. Trying to tell you about a job. You ain't when he got it. Go ahead.
Nor with the hireling for a year of finishing work.
He ain't even look. He started. All he had to do was put up your back fence.
Oh yeah.
A year and a half that went by, that mother got 17 slacks out there on the fence. I'm gonna get to it. One day at a time. He put one slack on the other day. Go ahead.
Nor with an idle servant of much business. Hearken not unto these in any matter of counsel.
He said, don't even mess with them when they come to counsel. Let's go back, man. Now go ahead and read 12 right quick.
12. But be continually with a godly man whom thou knowest to keep the commandments of the Lord, whose mind is according
to thy mind,
and will sorrow with thee if thou shalt miscarry.
Now your mind still gotta be. If you're going to get counseling, you gotta understand your mind also needs to be on the Most High's business too. Because you take it to a man that he keeps commandments. He's gonna tell you everything God telling you. Period.
And that gives you an understanding when brothers and sisters they dealing in one marriage counsel, when they dealing with brothers and sisters got problems, they dealing in their families and different stuff. You should go to people that you know that's keeping the commandments to get the counsel from, man. Right. You don't go to the people that ain't keeping no commandments. They not gonna give you no good understanding. Guess what? You're gonna go to the person that got the understanding of the scriptures, and they can go to the scriptures and show you what the scriptures say about how you're supposed to handle these situations.
Right. That's when I quit church, boy. I went to counseling after marriage. Went to marriage counseling, boy. I've never seen so much bull crap in my life. As soon as we left out of there, I called that pastor and said, I'll never be back up there. And he was like, why not, man? And he went out. I was leaving out the door. He said, no, I'm for the women. What kind of counseling is that? And I already came in with a winner. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Let's leave y'all out in love.
But let's go back to 1 Kings 21 and 5.
1 Kings 21 and 5. But Jezebel his wife came to him and said unto him, why is thy spirit so sad, that thou eatest no bread? And he said unto her, because I spake unto Naboth the Jezreelite, and said unto him, give me thy vineyard for money, or else, if it please thee, I will give thee another vineyard for it. And he answered, I will not give thee my vineyard.
Go ahead.
And Jezebel his wife said unto him, dost thou now govern the kingdom of Israel?
She said, ain't you king? How the heck you gonna come? What you telling me that for? You the king. You should have just took it. Well, they better be glad she wasn't running stuff. But nobody had nothing. Go ahead.
Arise and eat bread, and let thine heart be merry, for I will give thee the vineyard of Naboth the Jezreelite.
She said, who? Hold on. Look what she said she gonna do. This what she finna do for the king. Read that again.
Arise and eat bread, and let thine heart be merry. I will give thee the vineyard of Naboth the Jezreelite.
She said she gonna get it. Something he couldn't do, she gonna do it. I get it. Don't worry about it. I got it. Good.
So she wrote letters in Ahab's name, and sealed them with his seal.
Gorgeous stuff.
Got all this credit card, boy. just signing stuff. Ahab. Go ahead,
So she wrote letters in Ahab's name, and sealed them with his seal, and sent the letters unto the elders and to the nobles that were in his city, dwelling with Naboth. And she wrote in the letter, saying, proclaim a fast, and set Naboth on high among the people, and set 2 men, sons of Belial, before him, to bear witness against him, saying, thou didst blaspheme God and the king, and then carry him out, and stone him, that he may die.
She trying to tell Ahab, man, you don't even know how to do the wickedness of your own kingdom. I'll show you how to do this. Right, she done wrote the letters.
She proclaimed a fast
Yes.
to Baal to get him to get the, to then go kill him, man. She a devil, man.
Yes, she was.
And what it say? He brought up 2 wicked witnesses to
Yeah.
testify against him.
And they like, yeah, but they believe in their God. So what kind of God they letting you know what kind of God they serve. They serve a deceiving, deceptive, lying God right off the top. Good.
11. And the men of his city, even the elders and the nobles, who were the inhabitants of his city, did as Jezebel had sent unto them. And as it was written in the letters which she had sent unto them, they proclaimed a fast, and set Naboth on high among the people. And there came in 2 men, children of Belial, and set before him. And the men of Belial witnessed against him, even against Naboth, in the presence of the people, saying, Naboth did blaspheme God and the king. Then they carried him forth out of the city and stoned him with stones, that he died.
If you notice, he said Naboth did blaspheme God and the king. See how they now changed their God to the real God, to the capital G-O-D, and the king. When they should have said, and the king. But they made it God and the king. And that's when they give them permission to kill him. Go ahead.
14. Then they sent to Jezebel, saying, Naboth is stoned and is dead. And it came to pass when Jezebel heard that Naboth was stoned.
Hold on. They sent to who?
They sent to Jezebel, saying, Naboth is stoned and dead.
Now look, these letters was going to who? Who signed? Ahab.
Right.
So, but when the report came in, they didn't even go to Ahab first. They went to who? Jezebel. She running the kingdom. And then it's like she told him, man, just get up and eat. I got it. Go ahead.
15. And it came to pass when Jezebel heard that Naboth was stoned and was dead, that Jezebel said unto Ahab, arise, take possession of the vineyard of Naboth the Jezreelite, which he refused to give thee for money. For Naboth is not alive, but dead.
He dead. She telling him he dead. He don't even know. That mug ate and went to sleep until all this went down. And down he dead. Good.
And it came to pass when Ahab heard that Naboth was dead, that Ahab arose up to go down to the vineyard of Naboth the Jezreelite to take possession of it. And the word of the Lord came to Elijah the Tishbite, saying, arise, go down to meet Ahab king of Israel, which is in Samaria. Behold, he is in the vineyard of Naboth, whither he is gone down to possess it. And thou shalt speak unto him, saying, thus saith the Lord, hast thou killed and also taken possession? And thou shalt speak unto him, saying, thus saith the Lord, in the place where dogs lick the blood of Naboth shall dogs lick thy blood, even thine.
Mm-hmm.
And Ahab said unto Elijah, Hast thou found me, O my enemy? And he answered, I have found thee, because thou hast sold thyself to work evil in the sight of the Lord.
Uh-huh.
Behold, I will bring evil upon thee.
He said, you call me your enemy? And you been coming down, you my enemy? Yeah, I am. Yeah, I'm your enemy. Because the most you done did some crazy stuff. You done let your woman done got you in some heat. She done got you in some trouble. Go ahead.
Behold, I will bring up evil upon thee, and will take away thy posterity, and will cut off from Ahab him that passeth against the wall.
No, he passing nothing. They pissing. Go ahead.
And him that pisseth against the wall, and him that is shut up and left in
Go ahead.
Y'all know what that posterity is going into their children. He won't have a generation of children to reign after him. Well, I guess in a righteous way, so to speak.
And that he that pisses against the wall is going into the men. Because the women don't go outside and piss on the wall. Most time you'll see a man over there pissing on the wall. He's talking about the men.
Yeah, his male children. Go ahead.
and will make thine house like the house of Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, and like the house of Baasha, the son of Ahijah, for the provocation wherewith thou hast provoked me to anger.
And if everybody know about Jeroboam, that's remember the kingdom was taken from his family, and this his people too. Go ahead.
For the provocation wherewith thou hast provoked me to anger, and made Israel to sin.
Mm-hmm.
And of Jezebel also spake the Lord, saying, the dog shall eat Jezebel by the wall of Jezreel.
We said that dogs should do what?
The dog shall eat Jezebel by the wall of Jezreel.
Mm-hmm.
Him that died of Ahab in the city, the dog shall eat. And him that died in the field shall the fowls of the air eat.
Mm-hmm.
But there was none like unto Ahab, which did sell himself to work wickedness in the sight of the Lord.
He sold himself. Go ahead.
Who Jezebel, his wife, stirred up.
She stirred it all up. And he done sold his soul. Not unto God, but to who? His wife. Go ahead.
And he did very abominably in following idols, according to all things as did the Amorites, whom the Lord cast out before the children of Israel.
Mm-hmm.
And it came to pass, when Ahab heard those words, that he rent his clothes and put sackcloth upon his flesh, and fasted, and lay in sackcloth and went softly.
Uh-huh.
And the word of the Lord came to Elijah the Tishbite, saying, Seeing thou how Ahab humbled himself before me.
He said, "Seest thou how Ahab humbled himself?" This is Most High telling it. See, Ahab, he finally humbled himself. So the Most High gave him a little mercy. Go ahead.
Because he humbled himself before me, I will not bring the evil in his days, but in his son's days will I bring the evil upon his house.
Now he's saying in his son days he's gonna do it. He said that right now, since he humbled himself, I ain't gonna bring it on him. Not now.
And that's jumping back up to what? Verse 21. Behold, I will bring evil upon thee, and will take away thy posterity.
From the son.
Posterity. To him that pisses on the wall is going into the men.
Yeah, his son. Yeah, exactly what's going on. And let's see. Let's go to 22 and start at 17.
First Kings 22 and 17. And he said, I saw all Israel scattered upon the hills, as sheep that have not a shepherd.
Remember how Zidon? Remember Zidon? Y'all remember that? Well, how was Zidon? Yeah, I done said it about 3 times.
They did whatever they want.
Lay him down. And now here's Elijah seeing when they looking down, they seeing what? They see Israel what? Scattered on the hill. They doing what they want. They all over the place. Go ahead.
And he said, I saw all Israel scattered upon the hills, as sheep that have not a shepherd. And the Lord said, these have no master. Let them return every man to his house in peace.
Go back to your tribe. They all over the place. They all up in there after me. I mean, doing all kind of stuff. Eating food. What is that stuff? Yeah. Eating all that. Go ahead. I know. Go ahead.
18. And the king of Israel said unto Jehoshaphat, Did I not tell thee that he would prophesy no good concerning me, but evil.
He said, hold on. Now look. Read that again.
And the king of Israel said unto Jehoshaphat,
Hold on, we gotta start a little bit back right quick. Let's go back to
Oh yeah, we gotta get that, man. That's just too funny.
where is I'm trying to get a good starting spot.
Yeah, so what, verse 2 jump down.
Yeah, we started to. No, we didn't do two.
You know,
Yeah.
start at 2 and
Yeah,
jump down.
then we'll jump down. Start 1 and 2. Go ahead and start there.
1 Kings 22:1. And they continued 3 years without war between Syria and Israel.
Dang, Syria and Israel, they were battling then too?
Mm-hmm.
Dang, ain't that something?
And it came to pass in the 3rd year that Jehoshaphat, the king of Judah, came down to the king of Israel.
Go ahead, read next.
And the king of Israel said unto his servant, Know ye that Ramoth and Gilead is ours, Gilead is ours, and we be still, and take it not out of the hand of the king of Syria.
Now see, Jehoshaphat is the king of Judah, and now you have what's his name over here?
Ahab.
No, it's not Ahab. Is it Ahab?
Jehoshaphat.
Okay, yeah. All right, and now you got Israel. Then they want to, and Ahab, Israel. You got Jehoshaphat, the king of Judah. Ahab, king of Israel. Now he's looking for a prophecy because he's saying Syria, that's our land. Because you remember how the kingdom was split before Syria came back in and took that over again. That was part of the northern kingdom. In fact, the major highway went through Syria, that went to the sea. That was a big transport right there. So he's saying he finna take it back. I want it back. That's our land. So, but he don't want to go to war without counseling or prophecy. So now let's go. I still need another spot. Let's go to start at 11. No, go to 10.
1 Kings 22:10. And the king of Israel and Jehoshaphat, the king of Judah, sat each of his throne, having put on the robe in a broad place in the entrance of the gate of Samaria. And all the prophets prophesied before them. And Zedekiah, the son of Chenaniah, made him horns of iron. And he said, Thus said the Lord, with these shalt thou push the Syrians until thou hast consumed them. And all the prophets prophesied so, saying, Go up to Ramoth Gilead and prosper, for the Lord shall deliver it into the king's hand.
He's up there. He's his other prophets now. Y'all gotta understand, Samaria at this time was idol worshiping and doing all this other stuff. They just, here they are, yeah, go ahead and take it. God say you can take it. Lying to him, you know what I'm saying? Coming up lying to the man. Now go ahead.
And the messenger that was gone to call Micaiah spake unto him, saying, Behold now, the words of the prophets declare good unto the king with one mouth. Let thy word, I pray thee, be like the word of one of them, and speak that which is good.
Now he want this one, Micah. This is Micah now. He want him to prophesy like the other ones prophesied.
Good thing.
And we know that scripture. Yeah, that's what he want. That's Isaiah 30 and 9 and 10. He want them to prophesy something good. All this good stuff. He didn't want this prophet in the first place because his prophet told the truth. He didn't like him. Go ahead.
14. And Micaiah said,
Oh, better yet, let me show you. Start at 8. Go to 8. That's what I wanted in there.
1 Kings 22:8. And the king of Israel said unto Jehoshaphat, There is yet one man, Micaiah, the son of Imlah, by whom we may inquire of the Lord. But I hate him.
He said, but what?
But I hate him.
See, I hate him. He's like, no, man, I don't like that one. Go ahead.
But I hate him, for he does not prophesy good concerning me, but evil. And Jehoshaphat said, Let not the king say so.
Let not the king say so. He said, man, I don't like him, man, because he don't do no prophesy not good the truth to me. That's what it is. Now go back to what we were
Jump
doing.
at verse 14.
Yeah.
14. And Micah said, as the Lord liveth.
But yeah, just go to 17. Go to
No,
17.
read 14.
Go ahead.
That's the point.
And Micah said, as the Lord liveth, what the Lord said unto me, that I will speak.
That's what he said. What the Lord tell me, that's what I'm speaking. I'm not here to pat you on the back, cheer you up. I'm going to tell you the truth. Go ahead.
So he came to the king, and the king said unto him, Micah, shall we go against Ramoth Gilead to battle, or shall we forbear? And he answered him, Go and prosper, for the Lord shall deliver it into the hand of the king. And the king said unto him, How many times shall I adjure thee that thou tell me nothing but that which is true in the name of the Lord?
See, but he don't understand. He said the Lord, he said, go deliver into the hands of the king. There's kings on both sides. Go ahead.
And he said, I saw all Israel scattered upon the hills as sheep that have not a shepherd. And the Lord said, These have no master. Let them return every man to his house in peace.
He said, these have no master. So what does that mean? If they ain't got no master, then what happened to the master? Because he the king, right? So what is he telling him?
You ain't no good rulership.
You ain't gonna live. You ain't no good ruler, and you ain't finna live. We finna be gone. Go ahead.
18. And the king of Israel said unto Joseph, Did I not tell thee that he would prophesy no good concerning me?
I told you he wasn't gonna tell me nothing good. I told you. He telling Joseph, man, I told you, man. I told you, though. She ain't brought him up here, man. Go ahead.
Did I not tell thee that he would prophesy no good concerning me, but evil? And he said, Hear thou therefore the word of the Lord. I saw the Lord sitting on his throne, and all the host of heaven standing by him on his right hand and on his left.
Good.
And the Lord said, Who shall persuade Ahab that he may go up and fall at Ramoth Gilead? And one said of this matter, and another said on that matter. And there came forth a spirit, and stood before the Lord, and said, I will persuade him.
He said what?
I will persuade him.
He said, go ahead.
And the Lord said unto him,
No, and prevail. And prevail also. Oh, my bad. I'm sure.
Verse 21. And there came forth a spirit, and stood before the Lord, and said, I will persuade him.
So y'all know what this is going into. He saw a vision of the Most High in the heavens. The Most High sitting on his throne. He got angels on his right hand and angels on his left hand. You got the good angels on the right side, and guess what? He also got evil angels up there in heaven with him.
Right.
So he's asking, this is what you call question and response. And he's asking him, how will he go? How will I kill Ahab at Ramoth Gilead? So he's asking his angels, he's up there counseling. What you got? How you want to kill him? Give me an idea on how to kill him. So an angel coming forth with ideas. No, I don't like that idea. What you got? And so this one angel stood up, I got something that you gonna like, Lord. Yeah, okay, let me hear what you got. And this is what this is going into.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
21. And there came forth a spirit, and stood before the Lord, and said, I will persuade him.
He's like, I will persuade him.
And the Lord said unto him, Wherewith?
He's asking him, how you gonna do it? Let me know. Read on.
And he said, I will go forth, and I will be a lying spirit in the mouth of all his prophets. And he said, Thou shalt persuade him, and prevail also.
So the Most High God has said, yeah, I like that idea. Go ahead and you're going to do and persuade them, and you're going to conquer also. I'm going to allow that thing to happen. So you got to understand that lying spirits do what? Do jump on people. You had this one angel jumping in. How many prophets did Ahab have? 450. You had one angel spirit jumping in all them prophets, putting a lying spirit on them to make them believe a lie. That's why we tell brothers and sisters, this thing is something serious. This is just a glimpse on how the Most High God rolls. You know, he got his little bag of tricks to where brothers and sisters want to play games. Oh, I got an evil angel that I'm going to send down and just mess up your life.
Yeah, and some of them thoughts that you got sometimes, the
That's
Most High
right.
put them on when you disobey it. And read the next one, I'm going to give you a precept for this right here. Go 23.
Thou shalt persuade him, and prevail also. Go forth and do so. Now therefore, behold, the Lord hath put a lying spirit in the mouth of all these thy prophets, and the Lord hath spoken evil concerning thee.
And he said, now go to Job 33, and we'll see how he put that in them. Because this is the everyday thing that goes on. 33 and 14.
Book of Job, chapter 33, verse 14. For God speaketh once, yea, twice, yet man perceiveth it not. In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep follows upon men, and slumberings upon the bed.
See, and that's what happens, man. When them spirits are getting the ear as they sleeping there and they sleep, and he gives them instructions and assignment. That people don't just wake up and I'm finna just go kill. You know, they don't. I'm just gonna. Sometimes if that spirit is when they go in, I'm finna go shoot everybody in the school. Mm-hmm. That's an assignment that was taught to him, right. That was spoken to him as he slept that night. Right. And he got up. And he don't. That's why they be talking about. I don't know why I did it, because you don't know. The Most High put it upon you to go and do that.
And who can resist the power of the Most High God, man?
You can't.
Nobody, man.
You're gonna have to do what he tell you to do. When he said it's gonna happen, that's gonna happen. Mm-hmm. And that's what happened to him. And that's how he came to these people. When he went into all of them, that lying spirit said, I got a great idea. I'm gonna make all of them lie. And that's exactly what they were doing. And they lied to Ahab. You can win, Ahab. You can win. Ahab, you the man. Go up there and tie him up. Ahab ran up there. They never came back.
Read verse 15 again out to Job. And read on down to 16.
Yeah. Job 33 and 15. In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep follows upon men, and slumberings upon the bed. Then he opened the ears of men and sealed their instructions.
So just like Captain Maccabess said, sometimes he seals your instructions in what? In deep sleep. Go ahead, out.
That he may withdraw man from his purpose.
That he may do what?
Withdraw man from his purpose.
Because guess what? You thinking you're going to do something, but the Most High God what? Has other plans for you. No, you're going to do what I want you to do. Go ahead,
That's why he tell you also, don't store up what you're going to say to the people. Don't think that you're going to go practice this and then.
Or say a script.
I promise you it don't work. I say it all the time. I be having notes, like, yeah, I'm going to start with this. It don't never work.
It don't.
I mean, as soon as I get up there, I don't even know. I don't never can get to none of the stuff I said I was going to do. Because the Most High said, no, I didn't tell you. I'm telling you, you finna say this. You finna do this. We go back.
Hold on, let me get another precept for the evil angels. Give me Psalms chapter 78 and verse 49. Because a lot of times, like what we have been taught in Christianity, we have been taught that it's little white angel, baby angels with baby wings up there. Oh, he's just so cute. No, it is not like that, like how people think it, man. You got good angels up there in heaven, and guess what? You also got bad angels up there, too.
Psalms chapter 78, verse 49. He casted upon them the fierceness of his anger, wrath, and indignation, and trouble, by sending evil angels among them.
So the Most High God is letting you know that he has what? Evil angels up there in heaven that does his will. Go ahead, Art.
All praise, man. Let's go back to 1 Kings. Let's go ahead. What time is it? Yeah, let's go ahead and go down to 2 Kings 9. Let me see. Let me see what we about to do. See why it's a good place to start. First, get 9 is 10.
You want 9 and 10 first?
Yeah. Because we done did a lot of Ahab. Let me get to Jezebel right quick. I'm going to end it out with her.
2 Kings 9 and 10. And the dog shall eat Jezebel in the portion of Jezebel, and there shall be none to bury her. And he opened the door and fled.
Now this is the prophecy that was prophesied about Jezebel, because he also prophesied he also prophesied that Ahab would die, but Ahab, the evil was going to come upon that nation with his sons, right? And that happens. We just, when you go back and read it, you'll read that. And then now he's also giving you the prophecy on this woman, Jezebel. And it says, well, and the dog shall eat Jezebel in the portion of Jezreel, and there shall be none to bury her. And he opened the door and fled. And now let's go to you go ahead and then let's go to 30. Then the same, this 9 and 30.
2 Kings 9 and 30. And when Jehu was come to Jezreel, Jezebel heard of it, and she painted her face and tied her head.
Hold on, she did what?
She painted her face.
She threw all that makeup on. You know what I'm saying? Her husband right there and all that. That's how she run her household. Now Jehu is another prophet that come through. Now he the new king of Judah. He's the new king. Now he's coming to town. Now here she is. She done ran up in the he what? Here he is. He coming, girl. He's up through all her makeup on. She done got all her little stuff. Done threw some weave in her hair. Got the big eyelashes, all this stuff on. All of the put the whole pound cake on her. And here she is at the window. Go ahead.
And she painted her face and tied her head.
Oh, she put a pound cake on there. Go ahead.
And looked out at a window.
Uh-huh.
And as Jehu entered in at the gate, she said, had Zimri peace, who slew his master? And he lifted his face to the window and said, who is on my side? Who? And there looked out to him 2 or 3 eunuchs.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, throw her down. So they threw her down.
Hold on. He said, who's on my side? And they looked at the 3 eunuchs. Because he said, who on my side? Because he done looked up in the window. See, he's walking in. She up in the window looking down. Got her whole makeup on. With her eyes. Doing a little eye thing. You know how they do. And got just trying to look all good. And he yells out, who on my side? And the eunuchs come out. And then that's what the eunuchs, now the eunuchs like, oh, okay, now I see who with me. Then that's what they tell them to do. Go ahead.
And he said, throw her down.
Do what?
Throw her down.
So they chunk her out the window.
So she trying to look cute for him, but
Yeah.
guess what? He was sent to kill her.
Yeah.
Right.
And then she up there batting his eyes. You batting your eyes to the killer. He didn't come here to be playing with you.
Right.
He came to get you just like it was prophesied.
Right.
He the one that's doing it. She didn't probably believe none of the prophecies anyway because she didn't believe in our God in the first place. Go ahead.
So they threw her down. And some of her blood was sprinkled on the wall and on the horse. And
So she didn't just fall straight. She done hit the wall all straight down the wall after, Rapunzel. They yanked her out there. Come out of there. She down now. So go ahead.
and he trod her underfoot. And when he was come in, he did eat and drink, and said, go, see now this cursed woman.
Hold on, you see what he did? She smashed. Bam. He went in to go eat. Walked right by, walked right over. Oh, shit. That's the same woman she was batting her eye to. That's all we got to get as men and women becoming. You got to get to the point, man, I'll squash that. Let me go eat. Hey, man. It's wickedness. Go ahead.
And said, go, see now this cursed woman, and bury her, for she is a king's daughter. And they went to bury her, but they found no more of her than the skin.
They went to bury her. Well, what was it prophesied?
Like,
Ain't gonna be nobody there to bury. Even ain't gonna be no burial here. Ain't none. And then he just said, hey, somebody go get that woman off the road, man, bury her somewhere. They go out there, she ain't there. What happened to her?
verse 35, and they went to bury her, but they found no more of her than the skull, and the feet, and the palm of her hand. Wherefore they came again, and told him, and he said, this is the word of the Lord, which he spake by his servant Elijah, the Tishbite, saying, in the portion of Jezreel shall dogs eat the flesh of Jezebel, and the carcass of Jezebel shall be as dung upon the face of the field in the portion of Jezreel, so that they shall not say, This is Jezebel.
Ain't nothing gonna be left for her on her. Closed casket here, baby. They made sure of that. Ain't nothing. And I want y'all to go back and read these stories, man. These are some of the best readings, man. If y'all hadn't, y'all got to go and get the full details. And I couldn't give y'all the whole thing. We've been doing part 2 and 3. But go back and read this stuff and get this and start studying this stuff. Because this is a spirit you do not want to fall in. Man nor the woman. Because it's just as bad, because a lot of times, I know all y'all hear women all year, Jezebel, Jezebel, Jezebel. But nobody even mentioned y'all nothing about Ahab, huh? See, because the men, because you know why? Because in the church, there was Ahab teaching y'all about Jezebel. Some little soft, wimpy little men teaching y'all about Jezebel. So they ain't gonna bring up Ahab. Right. So I had to bring up Ahab to bring out Jezebel to show you. Like it says, in fact, let me get this one right quick before we burn out. Sirach 42 and 14. No, I was saying 26. Sirach 26 and 25. Start at 23. 23. 26 and 23. That's why they don't tell you, because look, they want to speak on the Jezebel, but they don't want to speak on the Ahab. Because half of them Ahab, and they got Jezebel wife, first lady. She got more attention than any man in the congregation. She sitting at the front, hat so big, it's way up here. Can't nobody even see the choir back there because her hat so dang on big. Go ahead.
Sirach 26, 23. A wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man, but a godly woman is given to him that fears the Lord. A dishonest woman condemneth shame. Contempt and shame. But an honest woman will reverence her husband. A shameless woman shall be counted as a dog. What? A dog.
A what?
A dog.
And y'all be mad when people be saying that on the streets when they telling them. And I hate to say it, but if you know the B word, that's a female dog. He said and I ain't saying. See, because a lot of times when people tell you that, when they saying that to the women on the street, oh, they woman hating. No, the Bible woman hating, because the Most High know who He created. A shameless woman be counted as a dog. Woo. That's what she is. That's what the Bible say. It ain't nothing I said. It's in this Bible. A shameless woman. If you out there bold, just neck twisting all the goddamn time, I'm gonna call you just that, dog. And I ain't talking about Omega Psi Phi neither. I'm calling you just, you know the word. Go ahead.
A shameless woman shall be counted as a dog, but she that is shamefaced will fear the Lord.
When you know that you shamefaced, when you humble yourself, she fear the Lord. But see, I ain't talking about women in here. Shouldn't be none in here. But go ahead. That's it. That's all I'm.
No, read verse 26.
Go ahead. We can read that whole
26. A woman that honors her husband shall be judged wise of all.
Read that again.
A woman that honors her husband shall be judged wise of all.
So that's a wise woman when she honors her husband according to the scripture.
And she gonna get a righteous, very fair judgment. It ain't gonna be all that. You'll be the one that's don't have to do nothing in the kingdom. You ain't gotta worry about nothing no more. Don't worry about your feet getting tired. You ain't gotta worry about it. You got somebody going every time they hurt. You got how slaves gonna be massaging the crap out of them.
Because remember, we always want to put this in sisters and in brothers' head. Remember, the Most High God ordained, and we are one flesh in a marriage. So you are a reflection of your husband, and guess what? Your husband is a reflection of you. So a lot of times when people looking at wives in a different light, they also looking at that husband too, to an extent. So these things, husbands and wives must come together in the spirit of this Bible, man. There's just no other way around it. Read the last part out.
But she that dishonors him in her pride shall be counted ungodly of all.
Read that last part again, man.
But she that dishonors him in her pride.
In her pride. That's a lot of things that get a lot of people killed. Pride. We know warning comes before the destruction. We know these different type of things. You know, we want to hold our peace when class is in. You know, all these things help to honor a husband. For real, because the people, they look at you in a different light sometimes. They look at, you know how I be, man. You see the wife come, you see the husband. We want to be looking at both of them in the same light, man. So these are some things that sisters and brothers have to both work on, man. Read that last part again,
But she that dishonored him in her pride shall be counted ungodly of all.
Shall be counted ungodly of all, man. And we all want to be seen what? In a good light, man. Husbands and wives, man. You want to read on?
No, that's good. Somebody get a law for me if you don't mind. Should have had one. Better yet, yeah, I do. And the one that's common. Deuteronomy 28:54.
Deuteronomy 28:54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be even toward his brother.
So that's what a lot of times Ahab was doing. Oh, delicate Negro, mad at everybody. He got I want that baby. Go ahead.
And toward the wife of his bosom.
That's who he should have been mad at. This is the time he should have turned around and just drop kicked his wife. Go ahead.
And toward the remnant of his children which he shall leave.
And on that note, we're gonna say shalom. We thank y'all Facebook. Those that's on Facebook, keep supporting us. Push the like button, and those that's on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to us. And you have anything else, Bob?
We will be coming to Atlanta November the 6th. We'll be there from the 6th to the 8th. So brothers is trying to go. Sisters just trying to come out and see the teaching, man. Hit us up in the inbox, man. If brothers want to do the unity council, hey man, hit us up, man. And we got classes on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We got Cat 1-on-1 on Thursday, on Friday night, and we got it on Saturday morning. There you go.
And on that note, we say Shabbat Shalom.